The second part of the block is basically writing the start and end requirement for the shift. Okay, so typically for step 1, we have conveyor on, and then so the first step, basically, obviously 0.00 is on, okay, because we initialize like this. So when H00 is on, so the first step, when it's on, it should end with stamping sensor detecting the product. Okay, so if we put, say, we haven't done any input output labeling yet, so I'm just going to write down here. Okay, so if we reach stamping sensor, so what it should do, it should shift, right? Okay, so it should shift. So when it's shift, obviously H0.01 will be activated. Now this one is already become 0. Okay, so when it shifted, it becomes 0. The 0.01 will be on. Okay, so then therefore we will go to the next step, which is it starts with the stamping cylinder on and it finish with timer counting. Okay, so it finish with a timer counting, so it should be T something. Okay, timer, say T00 counting, and then this should shift a bit. Okay, that's why we have an OR condition all around, because for each of start and end condition, we will shift the bit. Okay, so when it's shifted, it become H0.02. Okay, so now H0 and 0.00 and H0.01 is off. H0.02 is on now. And then the requirement to end this step is it reaches labeling sensor. Okay, so it reaches labeling sensor. Okay, and then when it reaches labeling sensor, it will shift. Okay, so that's why we have this connection like this. And then if it shift, it will shift to 0.03. Okay, so the next step is it will finish counting the second timer, which is the labeling timer. Okay, all right, and then when it shift, it goes to H0.04, which is the end of that is packaging sensor. Okay, so the end of that shift is when you reach a packaging sensor. Okay, then when the packaging sensor has detected the product, then obviously this part will turn 1. H004 is already 1, then it will shift to the next bit. So 0.05. Okay, and we know that when we shift to 0.05, it has to wait for the timer at the packaging to finish. Okay, so this is the step. Okay, so this is the step to basically shift the value inside. So when shifting happens, basically only one component of the register is on at a time. Okay, so the idea is that when it is shifted, okay, when it is shifted, the previous one is already off. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the previous steps. Okay, so it goes on sequentially. Okay, and then the last block, or the third block, is the activation block. Okay, so the activation block concerned with the output activation. Okay, so here, for example, if we take a look at the first step, H0.00 should what? Should activate the conveyor. Okay, and then H0.01 should activate the conveyor, right? So H0.01, okay, when it's shifted, obviously the conveyor is off because we have H0.00 is off. Okay, So the conveyor off is already taken care of. Now when H0.01 is on, we know that what should be on is the stamping cylinder. Okay. And also at the same time, the timer should start. Okay. So the timer should also start. So timer 000 hash for 5 seconds is 50. Okay. So when 5 seconds is completed, we know that when 5 seconds is completed, this line will be fully um, connected to the power line, and the shifting will happen. Okay, so the shifting will happen. The next part is conveyor is on again. So if you want to make sure that the conveyor is on, we have to give the power to the conveyor with the next speed. Okay, so H0.02. Okay, and it goes forward lah. Okay, so if we draw the whole ladder diagram, it should look like this. So you have a start button, and then you have a stop button. Oops, sorry. I think first of all we need to write down the input and output. Okay, so you will have a start button, a stop button, and then you will have stamping sensor, okay, and then labeling sensor, and then you have packaging sensor, okay, and then the output is you have stamping cylinder, and then labeling cylinder, packaging cylinder, and then what else? I think that's it, right? Let's see the question. Okay. Again. Okay, so the process should be repeated. I think that's it. We should have a start and stop button, and then a conveyor. Okay. So there is, the conveyor is missing. All right. So we can put the address now. Start, stop, stamping, labeling sensor, packaging sensor, stamping cylinder. I just want to put one here. 100.03, 100.0. Okay.